everyone, it's Jordan, and today I have a book haul for you. So it's been a long time since I last did a book haul. It was like back in January, I think. I know I filmed a book haul before I gave birth to my son, and I accumulated a bunch of books lately, and of course I try to keep my book buying under control, and of course I have my role that since I became a mom that if I buy myself a book, I gotta get my son a book too, so just to make it easier for me. And I have like about 35 books here, and I know I have more books coming, and I'm doing a separate video for those, and you'll see that soon. But yeah, I got a good bunch of books here, even though I did a book on haul back in July, but I know that for next year I am gonna do something about my book buying problem, even though I'm a mom now. So but anyways, let's get to the book haul. So the first book that I got is The Scorpion Queen by Mina Fierce. This is the Create edition. I did a triple unboxing for the book only box, which I'll link in the corner in case you guys have missed that. All I know about this book, this is like young adult fantasy about a girl whose father, her or her father was... So the first book that I got here is The Scorpion Queen by Mina Fierce. This is about it's a YA fantasy about a girl who is either her or her father was discriminating against something in the kingdom, and then she has to go through suitors, as far as I know, like to I don't know, the plot line is confusing to me, but I know it sounds interesting, but I have no idea. But she has to go through different trials as far as I know, but I know that this Create edition is very beautiful, and I do want to give it a try just because I really like young adult fantasy, even though I haven't read a lot lately, but I do enjoy them when I do. So yeah, I do hope I end up enjoying this one, because I think there's a series as far as I know, but I'll have to give the first book to try to whether or not I want to continue on with the series, but I always hope that I would continue on with the series if it's a series. And the next book that I got is The Bees We Bury by D.L. Taylor. This is another book that's an Create edition. All I know about this one, this is about a girl who has a power to summon animals, and her father is a ruler of some kind of realm, and then she meets this thief, I think, yeah, who's trying to survive, and then something happens from there. And yeah, I like, ever since I became a mom, my memory of different plots of books have been just a blur to me. I don't know why, but I know that this was one of the books that grabbed my interest, that popped up on Instagram like when it first came out, and I haven't seen many people talk about it since then. But I know that this Create edition is also very beautiful, and I do hope to enjoy it. I'm trying to figure out, like, when I did that unboxing video, I know like from what I've read online, it's like one book meets this book. I can't remember on top of my head, but all I know is I'm very interested in it, and I do hope that I enjoy it just like any other books in my stack here. And the next book that I got is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stevens. This one got me really excited because it's for fans of who likes The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue, which is one of my favorite books of all time. And all I know about it with this book is about a girl who keeps reliving her past lives, and she keeps running into this guy who keeps killing her and something like that, and she was trying to search for her sister on top of it. And this really got me interested just because I love Eddie LaRue, The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue, so much. I'm like, I had to read this book because I know I love that book so much. I mean, it made me cry. It was like one of the books that made me cry, and this might make me cry too. I don't quite know, but I know that the Create edition is very beautiful, and when I saw it that it was featured in their box, I got really excited just because I was really interested in reading this. I know I haven't picked it up yet, but I do hope I do very soon, just because the plot really caught my eye, especially when it reminds me of one of my favorite books. And the next book that I got is Instant Karma by Marissa Meyer. If you guys don't know, Marissa Meyer is one of my favorite authors, and she's the author of the Lunar Chronicles, the Renegade series, and Heartless. This is one of her first contemporary book that she wrote. As far as I know, I don't know much about this book other than it's a YA contemporary, but I know it's about a girl who's trying to bring justice to her karma, and then she meets a guy who turns out to be her lab partner, and then he's trying to work on rescuing sea animals. That's all I know about it, and I just know that I love Marissa Meyer's writing. I know I've read the most recent thing I've read from her is Renegades, which I did enjoy, but not as much as the Lunar Chronicles, which is still one of my favorite book series. But I am very curious on her take on YA contemporary, saying as she mostly wrote fantasy and sci-fi. So, but yeah, I am really excited to dig into this when I can, and hopefully I'll end up enjoying it as much as other genres that she has written before. And the next book that I got is Story of My Life by Lucy Score, and I know that I really enjoyed her book, Things That We Never Got Over, and I haven't read other books in that series, but I just saw that this is like a bookish book from all I know, and it just caught my eye just based on the title alone. But it's about a author who just recently dealt with a breakup, and she moves into a different town just to start over, and then she meets the constructor guy, and that's all I know about it. And plus, I really love this paperback edition, and I hope they continue to do that, because I know this, it says it's the first book in the series, which I know I'm very behind on series, don't get me wrong, but I do want to give this a try, seeing as I really enjoyed a previous book by her. And the next book that I got is Take a Hint, Dani Brown by Talia Shepard. This is the second book in the Brown Sisters series, and if you haven't, they're a companion series, but if you haven't read Gale Life of Chloe Brown, it's about a woman who has chronic illness, and she's trying to overcome that illness, and then she has a list of things that she wants to do in her life, and then she runs into a motorcyclist to help her out. And this is about her sister Dani, and I don't know much about what kind of what romance is in here, but I just know that I love Gale Life of Chloe Brown so much that I want to continue on with the series, and I do hope that I enjoy the other two books in the series as much as Chloe Brown, because I love Chloe Brown so much. And yeah, I am just really excited to continue on with the series. And I know I mentioned earlier that I'm very behind on series right now, but I know that I'm still trying to catch up on the book series that I'm writing. But I am just really excited that I have my hands on this so I can pick it up whenever I'm in a mood for it. So the next two books were gifted to me by my parents, and I thank my parents for it. And that was back in Easter, so yeah, I barely gotten books, but that's okay. I'm not gonna complain about it. But the first book that I got is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair, which I actually have read before on ebook, and I just really enjoyed it so much that I want a physical copy of it. And it's a Hades and Persephone retelling. That was like one of the first fantasy romances that I've read that's like adult as far as I can remember, but I know I've read this 3 years ago and I really enjoyed it, and I do want to continue on with the series, so I might try to get the other books in the series on ebook, because I tend to read ebooks when I'm traveling, and a lot of times like I'm trying out books, but if I like it so much I want a physical copy of it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I was trying to figure out the order of this series, like, because it's supposed to be like one in Persephone's perspective and one in Hades, so I just have no idea. So I did check the author's website, and you do read Hades' perspective too, because I think the next book in the series is called Game of Fate. I can't remember on top of my head, but I just know that I enjoyed this book so much that I want to put on my shelf. So yeah, I'm just really excited that I got at least one of the books that I've already read in this stack here. And the next book that was uh, gifted to me from my parents is The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leon. I'm sorry if I butchered the author's name, but I really love the cover of this book, and I'm trying to figure out how I got recommended this, because I know it was compared to another book that I like, and or the premise just caught my interest. But all I know about it, it's about a fortune teller who travels to different villages to collect fortunes, and she's on a journey of some type, and okay, yeah, it was said that it's perfect for readers for Travis Boltry and Sengu Mandana. I'm sorry if I butchered the author's name. I know I do want to try a book from that author, but I know I've read Legends and Lattes, which I do really enjoy, and this is considered a cozy fantasy, which I'm not really familiar with, but I know I did enjoy Legends and Lattes, so yeah. But I know that this book has caught my eye. I think from the title alone it caught my eye, and plus the cover. But yeah, I'm excited to try it out whenever I can, because I know I have a very big TBR, but I try to get to books whenever I can. And another book that I got is, it's by an author that I haven't read before, but I just saw the cover of this and I just could not say no, which is Upon a Starlit Tide by Kel Woods. This cover is just so pretty. It's better than the original cover, and obviously this is an Alcrate edition, and this is the same author as After the Forest, which I'm very interested in, but I haven't touched it yet. But all I know about it is it's described as a mix of The Little Mermaid and Cinderella, and I'm curious about that combination, because I have no idea how those two fairy tales would work, but I do love a good retelling, and the premise have caught my interest, and I do want to read After the Forest before this one, just because I had that one the longest on my TBR, so I'm just hoping that I'll end up enjoying that so I can start reading this, because both have caught my interest, so I do hope that I like this author enough that I would end up reading this and future books after that. So yeah, this was pretty much a cover buy for me. And the next two books that I got is The Odd Sisters and Evil Thing by Serena Valentino. These are two books in the Disney Villains series, and I know that The Odd Sisters is not based on a Disney villain, but I know they are the big part of the story of a Disney Villains series, and this is the next book in the series. This is 6, and this is number 7. And obviously, I had to get these books because, I love the hardcover because you see one thing, and then under the dust jacket is another thing. So that's for the Odd Sisters. And for Cruella, it probably will be Freaky, I bet. Oh, yep, there's the scary face. That gave me, I cannot lie. When I was a kid, Cruella's face gave me nightmares, but I still watch 101 Dalmatians. So yeah, I got these two books because I enjoy these series, and I've been trying to catch up because I'm missing a lot of Disney Villains books. Like, I'm missing the one with Lady Tremaine, Hades, Gaston, Captain Hook, I don't know, oh, and Queen of Hearts. So I am missing 5 books in that series, so I might have to add those to my wish list, because I know my mom's been bugging me about making a wish list for her so she can get them for me. But a lot of times with a lot of books I'm very specific, but I think this time around I would have to add more Disney Villains books to my wish list, because of I'm very behind on them, and I really want to catch up on not only reading them but also trying to get the whole collection as much as possible, even though the series is still continuing on, and I like that series. So yeah, as a Disney fan, I just can't help myself but get these books in the series, just because that's where I'm at, and I enjoy the series so much as well. And the next two books that I got are If I'm Being Honest and Time of Our Lives by Emily Wyverley and Austin St. Ben Broca. These two are the books of I don't think they're a series, but they're like kind of companion novels, but I think they're just standalones, but all I know about it is both of them are some kind of retelling of Shakespeare, but I don't remember what, to be honest with you. I know they wrote so many books together that I'm very behind on it. I know I really enjoyed Always Never Yours a few years ago, and I know I really enjoyed them. And yeah, this has the newer cover, and this one has the original cover. So I don't know if this and the other book, What's Not to Love, gonna get a cover change anytime soon, because I do like when covers match, but if not, whatever. So yeah, I have been very interested in reading more books by them, and I do hope to get to them as soon as I can, like I always say with the other books in my stack, but I do really hope that I get to these soon, even though my TBR pile is getting a little crazy right now. And the next book that I got is Tales You Lose by Carol J. Perry. This is a second book in the Witch City series. This is one of the cozy mysteries that I've read either last year or 2 years ago, and I know that I really enjoyed it. And all I know, from what I remember, the first book's about a witch who was searching for a job, and she became a sidekick for a radio show, and then there was a murder someone got murdered. So yeah, and I really enjoyed it, and the cover, I really like the cover. I like the spookiness of it, and I try to read these cozy mysteries specifically around Halloween time, just because it involves a witch as a main character. But sometimes, by knowing me, I don't tend to seasonal read too often, just because sometimes I'm in the mood for something else and not whatever is in that season, because that's too much pressure on myself. But I still would like to try to read them as close to this spooky season as possible. If not, whatever. But oh, this is a Christmas one. Interesting. Okay, I didn't see any Christmas trees on there. Usually when there's cozy mysteries that involves Christmas, it's have Christmas stuff in it. But in the synopsis, it does take place on Christmas. Okay, so so this might be a debate for me whether I should read this around Christmas or Halloween. So who knows? So anyways, I'm just really excited to continue on with the series, but I know I've said this several times in this video, I'm behind on series, but I'm still trying to catch up on this series that I'm currently on. So, but I'm gonna try to figure out a goal of mine to at least catch up on this series I'm on, or any of the sequels on my TBR. And the next book that I got is Fatal Yarn by Peggy Earhart. This is the 5th book in the Knit and Nibble series, and apparently from the looks of this cover, it takes place in Easter, which I did not know that, because there's not a lot of books that takes place around Easter. But you haven't read the first book, which is Murder, She Knit. It's about a woman who started a knitting club, and then the newest member got murdered. So yeah, that was like those were the first cozy mysteries that I've ever read, and I know I still enjoy this series, even though, so I think for certain ones I'm kind of like, it's going up and down for me right now. But I know there's a lot that I enjoyed, but I do hope to enjoy this one more, because what I like about this cozy mystery specifically, they give you like instructions on knitting, and they have recipes at the end of the book. So yeah, there's a lot that I want to try, but yeah, so I might have to read this around Easter time if I'm in the mood for it. So yeah, very interesting, and I know I enjoy the series so far. So yeah, I'm excited to try it, read it whenever I can. And the next book that I got is The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. This is the one of the newer books that she wrote. It's a YA fantasy that I know it's a retelling of something, but I can't remember what. I know I've looked it up before, but I honestly can't remember on top of my head. But I know she writes really good dark retellings of different fairy tales, but I know this is the one that has caught my eye just based on the title alone. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's the retelling of, but I know that I enjoyed her other books that she wrote, and I do hope to get to it. And I know she just recently released a adult fantasy book as far as I know, but yeah, I am excited to pick this up. I don't know when, but hopefully soon, like the other books on my TBR. So yeah, anyways, I'm just really excited to add another book of hers onto my TBR. So the next book that I got is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillick. I think that's how it's pronounced, and I'm sorry if I butchered the author's name. And all I know about it, this is a very popular fantasy romance book as far as I know. All I know about it is the main character has magic with tarot cards, I think. I can't remember on top of my head. I just know that this is a very popular duology right now, and I know I want to give it a try. And I just really like the cover. It's very interesting, and like I said, it's been very popular on BookTube lately that I want to give it a try. And yeah, I don't even know how long this book is. Okay, it's like under 400 pages, so not too bad, but yeah, I am just been very curious about it, and I hope that I end up enjoying it, because I mentioned this previously on my channel that with a lot of hyped books, they're either a hit or miss for me, and I hope this is one of the hits. And yeah, I do hope to enjoy this whenever I can, but like I said, I do hope it's one of the popular books that I end up enjoying. And the next book that I got is Battle of the Bookstores by Ellie Brady, and I actually got this and One Dark Window from an independent bookstore that is like an hour away from my house, but it had my main name on it and the name of the store, so I'm like, I've been wanting to go there since then, and I came across this one because I haven't seen anybody talk about this on BookTube, but all I know about it, it's a You've Got Mail kind of situation between the two bookstores, obviously, and at that time that I got this book, I was desperate for a bookish book, because the one book that I've read a few months ago was supposed to be like a cute young adult You've Got Mail kind of plot, but that disappointed me, so that's why I grabbed this, because I'm like, I hope it's better than the one that I read. But yeah, I can't say no to a bookish book, because I love bookish books, but yeah, I do hope to enjoy this better than the one that I've read when I was desperate for a bookish book. And the next book that I got is The Forest King's Daughter by Ellie Blake. This is the same author as the Frostblade series, and this is one of my most anticipated releases of this year, and I'm trying to figure out the plot of it, because I know I think it's supposed to be a retelling of some kind, but all I know about it, there's a girl who is a daughter of a forest king, obviously, and that's all I know about it. I just know that I like Ellie Blake's writing, that I want to read this, and I heard that there's supposed to be a sequel coming out, so I'm like, yeah, I really need to read this before the sequel comes out. But just because of what's been going on with me in my personal life, my reading has been going up and down lately, so yeah, because of me being a new mom, I have trouble catching up reading, but I'm still trying to get out of that on purpose reading slump, is what I'm calling it, to pick up books that I've been very behind on reading. But I'm not gonna rush with a lot of books, especially with new releases. If I get to read them, great. If not, that's okay. I am not gonna get mad over that. So yeah, I am really excited to have my eyes on this, since I like Ellie Blake's writing so much. Before I move on to the next books, I honestly forgot that I've read this book, but I've read it right away because of the field challenge that I did. But I did read this book, and I love it so much. And the book that I bought and already read is Wings of Starlight by Alison Staffs. This is supposed to be like a prequel story to the Tinkerbell movies, and I had to get this because if you guys don't know, Tinkerbell is it's my #1 favorite Disney character of all time, and with the spin-off movies just all about Tinkerbell and her friends, I grew up watching them, and I love it so much. And this is about Queen Clarion, and I forgot that Winter Lord. I feel so bad because I honestly love this book so much. I forgot his name. I feel bad. Oh man. Mallory. That's right. It's about their love story, and like they mentioned in one of the Tinkerbell movies. And oh my gosh, I just love this book so much. I just couldn't help but I had a smile on my face the whole time, and I didn't want to put it down because I love it so much. So yeah, I'm just happy that I got to read this year. This is like the only 2025 release that I've read this year, but I'm okay with that. Like if I read more new releases, I'll be happy. But this is the one that I was very happy that I got to read almost right away because I love this book so much. And yeah, this is like one of my favorite books of the year so far. Okay, I can relax now. So now the next book that I got is The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. This is the sequel to The Ex-Hex, which I read, I can't remember when, but I know that I really enjoyed it. And this is a spin-off. It's either a sequel or a spin-off series. I can't remember. Okay, this is a spin-off. This is a companion novel to The Ex-Hex. Ex-Hex, sorry. And yeah, and like I said, I enjoyed it, and I do hope to read this. I don't know exactly when, but I know that if I remember correctly, that the Ex-Hex really did make me laugh, and I'm just like, man, I really enjoy this. And I know that the third book of the series just came out last year, I think. It's called The Wedding Witch, so I'm like very curious about that, just based on the title alone. But I do hope to get my hands on it so I can just read those two back to back. Possibly, I don't know, but I know that I enjoyed Ex-Hex, that I wanted to read this. So yeah, I do hope to enjoy it. So, but yeah, I know that I'm adding more sequels to my TBR, which is driving me nuts, but I don't care at this point. But I will try to catch up on the sequels that I'm very behind on, and yet hopefully I'll get to this one so I can actually read the third book in the series. So for the next book, so I bought this book just because it reminds me of, I've been buying books, anything that deals with what reminds me of my husband, I had to get. There's one book on my TBR that does a similar thing. I still haven't touched it. What's wrong with me? But the next book that I got is Roll for Romance by Leonora Woods. If you can see the cover alone with all the D&D dice, yes, I had to get this book because my husband is a big board game nerd and he loves playing D&D, and I just really had to get my hands on this one. And yeah, that's all I know about it. It's a romance between two D&D players. That's all I know about it, I think. Don't get me, don't quote me on that. I'm just really had to get my hands on this for that reason. So I do hope it's cute. It just sounds, the title alone sounds very cute in my opinion, and somehow, okay, I am very weird about this because my husband does not have a man bun, but the way he's designed looks similar to my husband, and the main female character, I'm not blonde, but she does wear glasses. So again, I had to buy this book because of the title of the book, and plus it reminds me because of D&D, and I know I have a husband who loves D&D. So again, I know I put this on my TBR for two weird reasons, but I had to buy it because my husband is a big board game nerd, and anything that has board games in it, I had to get it. So yeah, hopefully I'm gonna read this soon. I don't know when. Hopefully I'll end up enjoying it because I had to get it because it reminds me of my husband. So the next three books, my in-laws got me this series for my birthday, and I thank them for that, which contains The Bear and the Nightingale, The Girl in the Tower, and Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden. I have read Catherine Arden before, and I did really enjoy it, but I know that this series is very popular, and all I know about it, it's inspired by Russian folklore, and that's all I know about it. I've been wanting to, I mean, I got this from the library a few years ago. I wanted to try it, but I never picked it up, so I added it to my wish list, and my in-laws got me in the entire series, so I thank them for that. So I am gonna try to, I don't know if I'm gonna be binge reading these or not, because I've been very bad at binge reading books lately, so hopefully I'll end up enjoying the series, so hopefully I'll enjoy the series. Okay, sorry for the angle change. I had to charge my battery for a few minutes, but I have like about 10 more books left, and then I'll be done with this book haul. But the next book that I got is Forgy of Fates by Elizabeth Lim. She's one of my favorite authors right now, and this is the obviously now Korea edition, but this is very stunning. I didn't get a separate box for it, so I had to buy it after revealing that it is, but this is such a very beautiful edition, and I'm just like, I cannot say no to this, because I mean, look at it. Look how gorgeous this edition is, and even underneath the dust jacket here, hold on, let me show it, and printed hardcover, which has been becoming more common lately, and then different artwork on the back. I just could not say no to this, because I love Elizabeth Lim's writing, and she's one, like I said, she's another favorite author of mine, and I just could not take my hands off of it. And this is obviously a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which I'm very excited about. She's been very good with her retellings lately, and I forgot, I don't think I showed you the back of the book, which is also gorgeous, and I'm just been very excited to when she announces, and I know she just have another book coming out next year, and I'm just very excited about that, and I know I love her books. I know Six Crimson Cranes is one of my favorite books last year, and I still need to get on with a sequel, and I think there's a third book in that series, or a standalone book that takes place in the same world as that, so I'm just excited that I'm very happy I got this copy of it, because I think it's more beautiful than the original cover. So the next book that I got is Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. This is the second book in the, I forgot what the name of the series is for a second. Knock Me Out series. That's it. I know the first book's about a woman who just discovered that she has a niece that she never met, and then she falls for an officer that lives in that town. I'm trying to remember on top of my head. I know I enjoyed Things We Never Let Go too. That was another favorite book of mine from last year, and I want to continue with the series. And the funny thing is, these are very thick books, but I've read it very quickly, so yeah, I am. But I don't know who's the main character of this or anything, but I know that this is a spin-off of, or the companion novel to the first book, so I am very excited to pick this up, and I recommended this series to my grandma because I know she really loves bad boy, good girl kind of romances, so yeah, I am just excited to get to this whenever I can, like any other sequels. And the next book that I got is Solving for the Unknown by Lone Lee. This is the same author as Faux Love Story, which I loved when it first came out, and I don't know what this one's about, to be honest with you. I just got it because I really loved her debut novel, and I don't know much about this one, but I'm just really excited to pick it up, and I just really am excited to pick this up. I've been waiting, it's been delayed for like maybe a couple of years, I think, and but yeah, I am really excited about picking this up because I do enjoy YA books every now and then, so I am very excited to pick this up, especially when it's a contemporary. And the next book that I got is Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid. I've read A Study and Drowning by her, and I really enjoy that, and I know the sequel came out and I need to get my hands on it, but this one's another, this is like a standalone fantasy, I think, or is it sci-fi? I can't remember that. There's not much to the plot as far as I know, but I know that this book came with sprayed edges, which I love in books, and ooh, look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous book. And, but yeah, I've been wanting to read more books by this author, and I know she wrote adult fantasy too before she went into YA, and I've just been really excited to pick this up because I know that just based on the title alone, it looks like a very interesting sci-fi book. I haven't heard many people talk about this. I know I got this from one of the books from the book haul sale that Barnes & Noble had like a month ago, so a month or two ago. So yeah, I just thought I would take this opportunity, seeing as I've been wanting to read more books by this author. And the next book that I got from the Barnes & Noble book haul sale, When Haru Was Here by Dustin Thau, who's the same author as You've Reached Sam, which is another favorite book of mine, and I wanted to read more by this author. And I don't know much about this either, but from the little snippets, it said that this is WandaVision meets We Are Okay. I have not read We Are Okay, but I love WandaVision so much. But all I know, from the synopsis, it looks like our main character is dealing with grief because he just lost his best friend just died, and then this boy apparently was an AI that just came to life or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but I just know that I've been very interested in this book. This is such a gorgeous cover, and like I said, I really enjoyed You've Reached Sam, and that's another favorite book of mine, and I want to read more by this author. I know that he just came out with a new one called You Found Oliver, which is a companion novel to You've Reached Sam. So yeah, I'm just really excited to pick this up because it reminded me of one of my favorite TV shows. Another book that I got from the book sale in Barnes & Noble is Enigma by Rue Nix. And I know this is a companion novel to Gothic Kana, and I believe this is a retelling of Persephone and Hades. I am not quite sure, but all I know it's dark academia, and oh, I got show you this. Oh no, how gorgeous is that? And paper and the hardcover. So yeah, that's why I got this. I do hope to enjoy Gothic Kana to read this, but I don't know if you had to read these in particular order, but by knowing me, I would read those in particular order. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this once I get to Gothic Kana. I just wanted to get it because of the sprayed edges, so yeah, I'm excited either way. Okay, real quickly, I am gonna show you the rest of the books that I got because my battery's flashing, so I'm gonna try to get this as quickly as possible. The next book I got is Hour of the Pumpkin Queen by Megan Shepherd, which is the sequel to Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, which I really loved, and this is obviously the sequel to it. If you haven't read the first book, is about Sally after she married Jack Skellington. So there's that, and I'm excited to read this either way because that was the one book that I wanted to read for the longest. I didn't know that it was coming out until I saw it on the bookshelf, so I'm like, yeah, this is like my secretly anticipated release for me. So yeah, I got that. The next one I got is The Switch by Beth O'Leary, the same author as The Flash Share, and again, I don't know much about this book, but I just know it's by the same author, and I kind of want to give more books of hers a try. The next one is A Curse of Blood Wolves by Melissa McTernan, but all I know about it, it's a fantasy romance that's supposed to be like a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. That's all I know about it, so yeah, there's that. And the next one is Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo. This is supposed to be like a companion novel to Kill a Kingdom, which I really enjoyed, and I do hope to enjoy as much as the first one. And lastly, one of my most anticipated releases even though I haven't mentioned it in a video, but I know I'm anticipating it because it's by one of my favorite authors, which is What Fairy Brings by Trisha Levenseller. And boy, I love this cover, and the spray pages is so gorgeous. And even end pages pretty, and Under the Dust Jackets, the printed hardcover. I'm just really excited about this book. This is her first adult fantasy book, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my book haul. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and comment down below what books that you've acquired recently, because I would like to know. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you'll be notified when I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye!